Numbers next to names on a Sunday as South Carolina opens up their campaign with a W. Here in the fourth quarter with the game hanging in the balance, it was LaNorris Sellers to Nyck Harbor. Gets that boat to port on the deep ball 64 yards later. South Carolina not looking back. The defense would complement late in a 24-11 game. Off script, Peyton Williams, Oski. A freebie headed back the other way, an interception. And that spelled the end for Virginia Tech. 24-11 your final. South Carolina begins their campaign in the win column. Joe Musso pleased to be in studio alongside my guy Emory Hunt to break this one down. He's got you covered all night long here on HQ. Emory, South Carolina, first drive of the game, they had it set on easy mode, sort of that first 15 scripted that often goes off the way we saw it. Stalled from there and then regrouped at half. How'd you like the in-game adjustments?
I love that they went back to what worked in the first quarter, and we saw that after halftime. That was going to get LaNorris Sellers into a groove and get him back to playing positive football. And once they did that, then their explosiveness and their talent took over. They really overwhelmed Virginia Tech from that category. They're just a little bit more explosive, a little bit more physical, and we saw that manifest itself in big plays on offense, on defense, and also on special teams. So getting back to what worked early in the game is just good old school coaching by Coach Beamer.
I got LaNorris Sellers down for 12 and 19, 209, another 24 yards on the ground, but some timely playmaking. Look, calm and collected in moments, which is not something we saw across the weekend here. I know Garrett Nussmeier popped, but Sellers is another one of those quarterbacks that we have one eye on for the Heisman and to make some noise in that conference right now. How do you grade out his first performance?
I love that he was able to find his footing again because he struggled outside of that first drive. He took some ill-advised sacks. You saw him just not make the right throws, kind of get himself sacked a couple times, kind of what we saw last year on film from him, and he was able to get over that, overcome that, and find those big plays. You saw the deep, beautiful throw to Nyck Harbor for the touchdown. You saw him start to play above the X's and O's, and this is a guy that just turned 20 years old, so you're like that he's making these senior-level decisions. Juxtapose what we saw on the other side from Kyron Drones, who still wasn't able to play above the X's and O's despite being a fifth-year senior. So Sellers, to me, I thought he did a good job overcoming those mistakes. You still want to see more consistency from down in, down out, and hopefully we'll see that as the season goes on.
A physical presence, there's no doubt about that. A physical force moving forward, and I don't know, we got to write our local senator or something because a couple big sacks hurt him on that rushing yards number. Can we get that changed? Can we get that changed, Emory Hunt?
Right, that makes no sense.
We live in an era of statistic. We need
you told me he was a dual threat, and you're like, he got 24 yards. Like, no, bro, like they take sacks away from him. It's crazy.
Thought on the Virginia Tech side of the ledger here, some coaching points moving forward. What do you take from this one to move forward with if you're the Hokies?
Joe, we remember when Virginia Tech used to always have an explosive element to their team. On either side of the ball, they always had some undersized edge rusher that can get to the quarterback. They always had some receiver that could break some tackles, a running back that could break some tackles. There was no explosiveness on his offense. Even some of the big plays that were made in the passing game, the receivers made contested catches because they couldn't get separation. And this team, I will say this though, they do not lack effort and competitiveness. And now you would need Kyron Drones to play above these X's and O's that we always talk about. There are a couple of situations where he had moments to hit guys for big plays down the field. Receivers had to come back to the football, or he had those two costly turnovers, and those things can't happen. If you're Virginia Tech, you're trying to win within the margins, and you got out Virginia Tech by South Carolina. Granted, Beamer is on the other side, but they gave up the big play in the special teams that really broke the game because now they was trying to play an efficient game. Now you had to come back and play an explosive one, and they lack explosiveness on the perimeter.
Going to be a speed bump or a hurdle in this case.
Right.
Either way, they get run over. It's South Carolina in the second half, convincingly. Emory Hunt here on HQ. Thank you, Em. A look at South Carolina's road ahead as they tally the first one because you can't win them all unless you win the first. They're going to take on South Carolina State. Do not be thrown off by that copy and paste graphic art we have there. Very similar to the Gamecocks logo. Vanderbilt, Mizzou, and Kentucky before they get number 9 LSU. Could it be an undefeated ranked-on-ranked matchup?